17, 11, 37.
Just a second. Page 8.
Yes.
Yes.
17, 11, 37 seconds.
17, 11, 37 seconds was an outgoing call from 6890, lasted 177 seconds, and that went to number ending 1510.
So, ngesikhathi sika 17:11:37 ucingo olwaluphuma kule number u6890 luya kule number egcina ngo1510 bahlala khona ocingweni imizuzwana eyikhulu amashumi ayisikhombisa nesikhombisa.
And if you can cross reference exhibit DD5 on page 7, index 54. 54.
That
54.
54 reflects Ceci Lesedi, 071 002 1510.
So ke ku index number 54 ibhalwe ukuthi Ceci Lesedi, is it Ceci Lesedi?
Lesedi.
It's Ceci Lesedi. I number yakhona u071 002 1510.
Thank you. Now, just to clarify, a phone with dual SIM cards, what is the position where the phone numbers are saved on the actual device?
Just repeat yourself, please.
A dual SIM device, I want to understand in terms of accessing the numbers, if the phone numbers are now saved on the actual device, not on the SIM card.
Yes, there is a big difference. If you save your contacts on the device, it is easily accessible whether you use either or SIM card. But if it is saved on that particular SIM card, you cannot view it whilst activated on either the second or the first SIM card.
So uma kunama SIM card amabili akumakhalekhukhwini and uthola ukuthi ke inumber igcinwe kumakhalekhukhwini ku-storage sikamakhalekhukhwini singagcinwanga ku-SIM card, uyakwazi ukuthi usebenzise nanoma iyiphi i-SIM card ukuthi ukwazi ukufinyelela leyo number. Kodwa ke uma leyo number igcinwe ku-SIM card ingagcinwanga kumakhalekhukhwini, uyibona kuphela ngaleyo SIM card oyisebenzisayo, awukwazi ukuthi usebenzise enye i-SIM card ukuthi uyobuka izinamba ezikulenye i-SIM card.
Thank you, my lord. Now we'll move on to a new exhibit, the one that I wanted to refer the court to. On Friday, exhibit JJ8, we have the summary. JJ8.
DD8.
Triple J8. We have the summary. We have a copy available for the court. It consists of a single page. Yes, ma'am, regarding exhibit triple J8, did you make an affidavit?
Yes, I have.
How many
Ngenzeke i-affidavit.
how many pages?
The affidavit consists of 5 pages.
Ngathi ke i-affidavit lana yamakhasi amahlanu.
Commissioned?
Yes.
When was it commissioned?
It was commissioned on the 12th of June 2024.
Yeah, Commissioner, on 12 June 2024.
Okay, who is the commissioner of oath?
David Peters.
Manje oye Commissioner David Peters.
Did you also sign the affidavit?
Yes, I have.
Bathi nami ngayisayina leyo affidavit.
Okay. My Lord, I want to just inquire from the court if it's permissible in terms of the law to allow the witness to read the affidavit from paragraph 7, because the information contained in the first paragraph up until paragraph 6 is the same information that is appearing in all the other affidavits.
No, she must read all of it.
Thank you. As the court pleases. We can start with the first paragraph.
Firstly, this is a statement done by myself. It's a certification of extract from data message in terms of section 15 in paragraph 4 of the Electronics Communications and Transactions Act, number 25 of 2002, read with section 213 in brackets 1 and 2A of the Criminal Procedure Act, 51 of 1977.
Lapha ke uyasho ukuthi uyena ubhale le affidavit uthi konke ke ukukhishwa lapha kukhishwa ngokuthi okugciniwe lapha kule ncwadi njengolwazi lwakhe nongonkolo yakhe konke kuliqiniso akukho okungelona iqiniso, and wenza lesi statement as ukuthi istatement esikhishwa ngaphansi kwe which is data ekhishwa ngaphansi kwe section 15.4 Electronic Communications and Transaction Act number 25 2004, and efanele ifunde futhi no section 2131 section 2A we Criminal Procedure Act number 51 of 1977.
I, Pinky Rassia Vaithalingam, the undersigned state under oath. I am an adult female employed at Vodacom in the capacity of Supervisor, Forensic Liaison Services. The facts herein contained are to the best of my knowledge and believed true and correct. I am making this statement knowing that if it is tendered in evidence, I will be liable to prosecution if I willfully stated anything I know to be false or which I do not believe to be true.
Lana igama lakhe usholo uthi mina nguPinky Rassia Vaithalingam uthi ulosa lapha usho ukuthi umuntu umdala wesifazane osebenza endaweni yaseVodacom supervisor we-Forensic Liaison Services. Uthi ke lana ke konke okukhona lana njengolwazi lwami kuliqiniso futhi ngiyakholelwa ukuthi konke kuliqiniso. Uthi ngenza lesi statement ke ngazi ukuthi uma kuukuthi ke sifakwe lesi statement njengobufakazi obulethwa enkantolo, ngizofanele ukuthi uma kuukuthi kuyadingeka ngithweswe icala uma ukuthi khona engikushilo ngazi ukuthi kungamanga and nokuthi angikwekholelwa kukona nokuthi kuliqiniso.
Vodacom is an electronic communications service provider duly licensed by the Independent Communication Authority of South Africa and operates electronic communication networks, in brackets Vodacom networks, throughout South Africa and some parts of Africa. Section 15 in brackets 1 of the ECT Act makes reference to and governs the admissibility of data messages. Data message is defined to mean data generated, sent, received, or stored by electronic means and includes a voice where the voice is used in an automated transaction and a stored record. It is clear that section 15 in brackets 1 governs data messages, which includes call messages, SMSs, and other information such as email, hereafter referred to as call data related information.
Try Vodacom inkampani ke service provider ukuthi esenza ukuxhumanisa ngengcingo nemvume ngaphandle kwe Independent Communications Authority of South Africa esenza ngaphansi komthetho Electronic Communication Networks isebenzisa leli gama lika Vodacom Networks kulo lonke lasemzansi nezinye ingxenye zezwekazi lase-Afrika. Section 815.1 we-Electronics and Communications and Transmissions Act okukhulunywa ngawo ke lana ke wona ke okhuluma ngokuphathwa nokwamukeleka kwemilayezo yonke ngaphakathi kwezingcingo ezixhumanayo. Idatha ke umlayezo wedatha ichazwa njengedata eyakwayo umakhalekhukhwini ethunyelwayo eyamukelwayo negcinwa ngokwendlela electronic ichaza ukuthi ifaka ngaphakathi okunjengephimbo noma lapho kusetshenziswa khona iphimbo ukuthi lisebenzele lilodwa and futhi okugcinwe ngaphakathi kwamalekhukhwini kusho ukuthi ke lokhu section 51 wona ke ongamele wonke kusebenza kwamilayezo ethunyelwayo ngomakhalekhukhwini uhlobo lwe-SMS nawo lonke ke nje ulwazi oluhamba ngendlela incwadi ekuthiwa i-email ukuthi ke kamuva lana ibizwa ngokuthi i-call data.
Call data related information is obtained from the Network Event Monitoring System, in brackets NEMO, currently housing live data of all activity on a SIM card or handset routed through the Vodacom network. Since this information is only retained for a period of 3 years, data requested for a time period preceding this cannot be retrieved from the system. Once Vodacom receives a request to access and supply an extract of call data related information from a law enforcement agency, this extract is permanently electronically archived. Call data related information is generated in a PDF format, stored and communicated by the servers, and cannot be altered, manipulated, or tampered with by anyone while on the servers. The manner in which the integrity of the call data is maintained is considered reliable as contemplated in Section 15 in paragraphs 3 of the Act.
So idatha yonke nolwazi oluthola kule mishini ke yokugcina ulwazi ebizwa ukuthi NIM egciniwe lapha kwa Vodacom igcina lonke ulwazi oluphuma kumakhadi noma amakhalekhukhwini kodwa oludlula ngezingcingo zakwa network zakwa Vodacom. Manje ke njengoba ke lonke ke lolu lwazi lugcinwa isikhathi seminyaka emithathu. Ulwazi ke mhlawumbe idatha ke ecelwayo ngesikhathi ke eseqayo kulesi asikwazi ukuthi ingatholakala kule mshini lena. Uma uVodacom ethola isicelo sokuthi akwazi ukungena ayobheka lolu lwazi lolu noma nedatha lena ukuthi akwazi ukuyikhipha le data lena kusho ukuthi ke kugcina ke kubeki ukuthi le data lena ekhishiwe yipi. Idatha ke ehambelana nolwazi oluphumayo lapho uma liceliwe luphuma lubekwe ngohlobo lwe-PDF. Uma lubekwe ngalolo hlobo alukwazi ukuthi lungaguqulwa noma lungashintshwa noma ingayiphi indlela noma kube khona ke onganezezela noma phungule kulolo lwazi uma olulapha kuma-serve. Indlela ke okwenze ukuthi kube nesiqiniseko sokuthi aluguquki lolu lwazi olulapha ngaphambili nedatha kongamelwe i-section 15.3 yomthetho.
NEMO adheres to the security requirements stipulated in Vodacom's security policies and procedures. A firewall is in place to separate NEMO from the Vodacom network, with only the necessary ports open for communication. Access to NEMO is controlled via a secure APN, limiting access to specific authorized users only. All access to NEMO is logged, and a full audit trail of all operations performed by an authorized user is stored. To ensure the data integrity and completeness, file and record level checking with full auditing is done. Automated system alerts are also in place to monitor system processes and distribute notifications to authorized personnel where intervention is required. All systems processes are furthermore monitored through daily operational checks.
Kuthiwa-ke konke ulwazi olugcinwe kula ma-systems la kule NEMO lena kukhona indlela ezithize ezenza ukuthi zigcine lolo lwazi ukuthi kungabi nobani ongangena uma engenayo imvume. Khona lokho okuthiwa i-firewall, umnyango okungenwa ngawo lawo okhuselekile owenza ukuthi kwehlukanise i-NEMO lena neminye imishini esenza kwa-Vodacom. Uma kusemuntu ke ngena kwa-NEMO ungena ngomshini okuthiwa u-APN, lona-ke umshini okwazi ukukhombisa ukuthi obani abavumelekile ukuthi bangangena. Manje ukungena lapho ku-NEMO lo futhi kukhona-ke nento ehlala ibhalwa ichaza ukuthi umuntu ungenile noma wafike wenzani la ngaphakathi noma ukuthi ube nemvume yini yokungena lapho. Kwenza ukuthi i-data le ngaphakathi le ingaguquki noma iphelele noma iguqule nanoma ingayiphi indlela. Amafayili wonke la akhona lapha ayahlolwa ngazo zonke izikhathi lokubizwa ngesilungu ukuthi auditing. Manje ke khona kumshini ke okhipha ke nemlayezo echazela abaphethe ukuthi yini eyenzekile emshinini ukuze kwazi ukuthi kungene bani wafika wabheka ini ukuze bakwazi ukuthi uma kukhona okufanele bakwenze ngandlela thize bakwazi ukwenza. Wonke imishini indlela zokusebenza zemishini ziyahlolwa ke futhi ngaso sonke isikhathi uma kulokhu setshenzwa kuqhubeka phambili.
Can you further explain what is APN?
It's an access point name.
Kuthiwa i-APN lena access point name kusho ukuthi ke igama elisetshenziswayo ke umuntu uma efanele angene emshinini.
I am responsible for inter alia, the supply of information and call data on the Vodacom network, pursuant to requests received from the South African Police Services, law enforcement agencies, and other institutes. This certifies that Vodacom has received a subpoena in terms of Section 205, in paragraphs 1, in brackets 1, of the Criminal Procedure Act, Act 51 of 1977 from SAPS, with GP reference GP Joburg 552 of 5/2024, Fosler Cas 636 of 10/2014 from Brigadier Gininda. The information requested was handset usage and subscriber registration information on the following numbers: 071 309 302 9173 071 595 1239 072 399 5787. Thereafter 076 642 7007, and lastly 082 585 9759.
So lapha ke umsebenzi wakhe ke uthi umsebenzi wami lana kokunye ke ukuletha lonke ulwazi oludingekayo nofakazi oludingekayo mayelana nedatha esezingcingweni nesemshinini yakwa Vodacom. Lokho ke kwenziwa uma kukuthi kukhona isicelo esitholakele sivela esiphoyiseni sase South Africa nezinye ke namanye amahhovisi asebenza ngokugcina umthetho ke nezinye ke inkampani njengokudingeka kolwazi lolu. Manje lo isiqiniseko sokuthi Vodacom iyathola isicelo ngaphansi kwa section 2051 ye-Criminal Procedure Act number 51/1977 esesivela ku-esiphoyiseni sase South Africa ku-GP JSB 552 of 5/2024 ne-Foster's case 636 of 10 of 2014 and wayecela ke kwaku-Brigadier Gininda. Lana ke kuthiwa ke isicelo ke esasikhona babafuna ke ukwazi ukuthi umakhalekhukhwini lo wawusebenza kanjani and futhi ke labo umakhalekhukhwini owakhulunywa ngabo u-071 302 9173 027 +27 71 595 1239 no 027 no +27 766 427 007 yokugcina ke elandelayo number u-072 399 5787 082 58 579 9759 2771 302 9173.
You would then find that the following extracts are ticked on the following page, which is page 2. You will find that there's an X marked next to subscriber registration details and the MSISDN profile. And further comments are that RICA information supplied as requested, the handset profile is attached, and enclosed are the dates used on the Vodacom network.
Kuthiwe lapha uzobona ukuthi kufakwe uphawu luka-X la kukhombiswa khona ukuthi ke osebenzisa ifoni imininingwane yakhe ithini nokuthi ke futhi ke yini ke MSISDN yaleyo makho kusho ukuthi inamba yeSIM card yaleyo profile esetshenziswayo.
Okay, it then further gives you the numbers again, and then it also states at the bottom that data was requested from 1 June 2009, 000000 seconds to 30 May 2024, 23:59:59 seconds.
Maqhubekela phambili ke echaza lapho ukuthi lo lwazi lolu lucelwe ngoba ngezikhathi lena ukuthi kufanele kuqale kuhlolwe isikhathi sika 1 kuJune 2009 ukusho ukuthi ke kuqaleni kosuku sewu0000 ukuyofika umhla ka30 kuMay 2024 isikhathi ke sigcina ngo-23:59:59.
On page 3, it then gives you the explanation of the call terms. It continues on page 4. And then
Page 3 ke kuchazwa ke amagama athize obuchwepheshe asetshenziswayo uma kukhulunywa ke ngezingcebo nokuxhumana kwayo.
on page 5, point number 10, call data in respect of incoming and outgoing transactions is reflected under the AMA, which means automatic message accounting stream. The column reflecting as call type indicates the type of transaction that had taken place. These are actual transactions to and from a particular MSISDN, which is the cell phone number. The call date time column reflects the date and time of a particular transaction. The cell name column will reflect the base station or tower that the particular transaction was routed through. Common call types are reflected as follows. MTC is an incoming call. MOC is an outgoing call. MTSMS is an incoming SMS. That is an SMS that was received by the MSISDN. The call date time column, which will indicate the date and time of that SMS was received. The other party column will be blank as Vodacom systems do not populate the other number sending the SMSs. The MOSMS is an outgoing SMS. That is an SMS that was sent by the MSISDN. The call date time column will indicate the date and time that the SMS was sent. The number that the SMS was sent to will reflect in the other party column. Please note that the above call types can only be reflected if the cell phone was on.
Kuthiwe lapho ke uchazwa imininingwane yabonke lamagama obuchwepheshe asetshenziswayo lapha njengokuthi ke kukhulunywa ukuthi kwangena ingcingo ziphi kwaphuma ingcingo ziphi nokuthi ke futhi ke isikhathi lwangenani locingo kukhishwa ke futhi nokuthi kwakushayelwa yiphi ifoni kuphinde kukhishwe nokuthi yiphi ithaya esetshenziswa we-MTC ochaza ukuthi i-call engenayo no-MOC ochaza ukuthi ucingo oluphumayo ne-MTSMS ochaza ukuthi ke i-SMS engenayo leyo iphuma kolunye ucingo bese kukhishwa ke nesikhathi kukhishwe nosuku. Kodwa ke lapho ke kufanele kubhekwe ke ukuthi la kufanele kubhalwe khona inamba ukuthi iphuma le SMS akubi nalutho ngoba iVodacom ayikwazi ukugcina izinamba lezi ezithumela ama-SMS bese ngaphansi ka-SMS ichaza ukuthi i-SMS iphuma kulolu cingo lolu oluhlolwayo. And ke kodwa ke i-SMS iVodacom iyakwazi ukuthi ikhiphe nenamba yalo le number le ethunyelwayo i-SMS.
The IMEI column reflects the unique serial number of the handset. Vodacom utilizes both Siemens and Huawei mobile switching centers. SMS transactions through the Siemens switch will not populate the IMEI number in SMS transactions. That is an MOSMS and an MTSMS. SMS transactions through the Huawei switch will populate the IMEI number in the SMS transaction, in brackets, MOSMS and MTSMS.
I-IMEI ke kukhulunywa ngenamba ehlukile kusho ukuthi inamba ke etholakala ukuthi inamba ye-SIM card eyodwa ayikwazi ukuba nama-SIM card amabili analeyo namba. Manje ke leyo namba ke kusho ukuthi kusetshenziswa ke lapha inkampani iSiemens neHuawei ukuthi ibanikeke inhlobo ke zama IMEI kodwa ke iSiemens yona ikwazi ukugcina inamba ye-IMEI kodwa ke iHuawei yona iyayigcina imininingwane yokuthi yipi le nombolo ye-IMEI ebisetshenziswa uma ukuthi kwamukeleka kukhona ucingo oluphumayo.
Upon production, all mobile handsets are assigned a unique digit IMEI code or number.
Manje omakhalekhukhwini bonke uma bakhiwa bathola ke inombolo yabo omakhalekhukhwini labo.
The IMEI number may be displayed on most mobile handsets by dialing *#06# or viewed on the compliance plate under the battery of the SIM tray, depending on the model of the handset.
Thoke ami number lena uyakwazi ukuthi uphethe umakhalekhukhwini uma ufuna ukuyibona uvela ufake *#06# and futhi ke le number leyo uyakwazi ukuthi uyithole ukuthi ibhaliwe mhlambe ebatteryini lalo makhalekhukhwini lo no la kuhlala khona ibattery kamakhalekhukhwini kodwa ke lokhu ukuthi libhalwa kuphi lapho kuya ngokuthi iluphi lolu hlobo likamakhalekhukhwini olubhekile.
Vodacom only uses the first 14 digits of the IMEI number to identify a handset.
Vodacom isebenzisa ke uyishumi nane lalezi inombolo lezi ezisetshenziswayo ze-IMEI ukuthi ikwazi ukukhomba ukuthi yiphi le IMEI ikhulunywa ngayo.
In terms of the full IMEI number, the number format is as follows.
Manje inamba indlela kubekwe ngayo IMEI number ibekwe ngale ndlela.
The first 8 digits represent the handset, make and model.
Manje ke inamba ezu-8 zokuqala zichaza ukuthi yipi lo makhalekhukhwini futhi iluphi uhlobo lwalo makhalekhukhwini kusho ukuthi ke inika igama nemodel.
The next 6 digits represent the actual serial number of the handset.
Kusho ukuthi inamba ezisithupha ezilandelayo zikhipha ke inombolo ezingathi kuthiwa i-serial number yalo makhalekhukhwini.
The last digits, being 15, 16, and 17, are check digits and software version numbers.
So again, number 15, 16, 17, ilezi number ezichazayo ezichaza ukuthi inamba zokuhlola ezingeke zichaza nokuthi ama-program ala ngaphakathi kusho ukuthi ke i-software engaphakathi kwamakhalekhukhwini ehambisa umakhalekhukhwini ikuyiphi level.
Call data generated, stored, and communicated by the computer systems cannot be altered, manipulated, or tampered with by anyone while on this computer system.
Manje lonke ulwazi olugciniwe mayelana nokusebenza kwekhompyutha kwalo makhalekhukhwini kuma-system alokwazi ukuthi emishinini lungaguqulwa inanoma ubani.
The manner in which the integrity of the call data is maintained is therefore reliable, as contemplated in Section 15, brackets 3 of the Act.
Manje ke ukukhuseleka kwalolu lwazi lokugciniwe ngaphansi komthetho Section 15 brackets 3.
I hereby certify, in terms of Section 15 in brackets 4 of the Act, that the printout of the extract is a true copy of the original record of call data stored on the computer systems of Vodacom and is therefore correct.
Isiqiniseko sokuthi konke lokukhishwe emshinini kuyiqiniso futhi akuguquliwe njengoba kube kutholakala kulowo mshini.
I know and understand the contents of this statement. I have no objection in taking the prescribed oath. I consider the prescribed oath to be binding on my conscience.
Athi ngelesiqiniseko sokuthi ngiyakwazi konke kula ngaphakathi ekubhaliwe lana futhi ke anginankinga ngokuthatha isifungo futhi ke ngiyavuma ukuthi lesi sifungo lesi siyangophezela kunembeza wami.
This document has been signed by me in person and electronically.
Manje le document uthi uyisayinile ayisayine ngesandla sakhe waphinde ke futhi wayisayina ngokwe electronic.
Okay, thank you. Now let's refer to the summary of RICA information.
The summary that I am about to read to you explains the MSISDN, the person that it was RICA to, from the start date to the end date, and that is actually a short form of this big document of 282 pages.
Manje lo la uzofunda kuzokuba ukufingqiwe okuphuma kule lomqulu lo omkhulu kufingqele ukuthi ke kuveze okuthile kulomqulu.
We start off with the first transaction of 071-595-1239. The start RICA date 16 August 2009, 160835 to 15 October 2014, 000234 was RICA to Ozay Hussein.
So ke kule number ke lena ku 071 515 1239 kuveswa ke so mhla 16 August 2009 yefika mhla 15 October 2014 ukuthi ke umuntu ke owayebhalisiwe kule number uZay Hussein.
Those details can be found on page 9 of the big document. Thereafter, between the period 18 March 2011, 150924 to 0101 2050, 000000 seconds, it belonged to Tandazile Ntwadwe, and this information can be found on pages 10 to 17.
Kuthiwa ke lana ke isikhathi ebhekwe sona siqala ngomhla ka-18 ku-3 enyangeni kaMarch 2011 kango-1509-2024 and futhi ke ukubheka ukuthi ngaleso sikhathi ke kwakhulunywa ke ngegama likaThandazile Ndwandwe.
My Lord, before the witness proceeds to read the entire summary, can I just inquire from my colleagues if they are disputing this information as opposed to the witness reading the whole document?
You didn't discuss it yesterday. I mean, on Friday.
My Lord, we did agree on the summary of this document, but on whether they are disputing it or not, we did not go to that extent.
So what's the defense view?
My Lord, if I understood when we last were in court, it was that this only relates to accused number 5. I'm not sure whether it's still the case. Yes.
Yes, indeed, my Lord, it relates to accused number 5.
Ms. Mshololo.
My Lord, may the witness read the content of this exhibit because there is no consent to this information.
There's no?
Consent or admission to this information. It has been summarized, my Lord.
Now the question is it being disputed? Am I correctly quoting you, sir? So what is the answer? Is it being disputed? If it is disputed, fine.
Let the witness read the information contained in this exhibit into the record. That's my submission.
So it's disputed.
Yes, my Lord.
Okay, this is disputed. Yes, Mr. Ngumalo? Is it disputed?
Why not? It may be read into the record. I see no problem.
Is it disputed? Why don't you answer the question? Not must it be read into the record. I'm just asking, is it disputed? Because you can read something into the record which is disputed, and you can read something into the record which is not disputed.
It relates to accused number 5, so I will not have received any instructions, my lord, whether it is disputed or not.
Mr. Mnisi, is it disputed?
I plead no contest, my lord.
What's that? Is it disputed?
That is what I'm trying to say, my lord, that I plead no contest.
So you don't dispute, neither do you admit.
Yes, my lord, because as the state indicated, the information that is exclusively in the knowledge of accused number 5.
Right, Mr. Ramusepedi?
My lord, on behalf of accused number 2, I don't have any instructions. So,
Go take instructions. Normally you go there.
my lord,
When you don't have
because-
instructions, you normally go there. Take instructions.
My lord, it relates to accused number 5, so I've got no instructions whether to, even if I go there, it won't affect us, my lord. So
Is it?
It's in the purview and the prerogative of accused number 5's advocate. If she disputes, then it must be read in record.
I thought you told me that you guys are appearing as a team. Am I quoting you?
Correct, so my lord, but
Okay,
we,
fine.
we don't consult as a team because
Oh,
we've
is
got
that so?
various mandates.
But you appear as a team, but you don't consult as a team. I've seen,
on certain matters.
I've seen evidence which primarily concerns accused number 1, accused number 2's counsel, and number 3's counsel, and number 4's counsel, and number 5's counsel. They cross-examine. Am I correct?
My lord, correctly, because we
Okay,
are
fine,
under the
fine.
umbrella of common purpose for all the charges. my lord.
Yes. Mr. Mgomezulu, is it being disputed?
My lord, I find no reason to dispute this.
Okay. Right. Unfortunately, there's no contest, and read it into the record,
We then
and
move
it is not disputed. Fine. Yes, sir.
I will proceed to lead the witness. Yes, we are still busy with the second line.
You know what, Mr. Interpreter, I'm going to suggest that let the witness read all this information in English. Because can you imagine if he reads, for instance, 26, 04, 29, 9, 19, 10. Kuzothi sishiyagalombili nesithupha, hey, hey, hey. Are you with me? Yeah, we'll take the whole day. All right, so, but you'll read it to them after that. Okay,
My lord, can I suggest that we adjourn until tomorrow because it's now 9 minutes to 1.
is it?
Do not have any purpose for the witness to read out this and then the interpreter interprets tomorrow.
Are you available tomorrow?
Yes, I am, my
I'm
lord.
not going to the inauguration.
If they allow me there, I shall be there.
There's a suggestion that you should adjourn until tomorrow.